So if anybody is saying that the protesters are the same people vandalize something, I tell them no, because the protesters understand, and if because for protesters to go to the police and notify them, they also need security. What happened in Kwara? I called when the independent representative was coming from the Dari. I said, Comrade, I don't think we will be able to continue this thing. I think call it off. The reason being this: the people went to the police that they want to stage protest from Surugan Bari roundabout, which is just about 20 meters from police headquarters, and they wanted to walk from that place to government house to present their demands. And the police is saying that they cannot guarantee their security. But we want to stage the protest in the interest of the people, because there's hunger in the land.
But some people will argue against that even the people you are protesting for, they did not come out to support.
No. I've been reading some funny statements from the politicians and the government circle. You know, the funny thing I'm reading is that if people stage protest, people will join. If 20 people converge and the police will not do anything to them, many security people come. If the government think that the instruments of the state is in their hand and they think they are loyal to them, they are deceiving themselves. No, let me say this point, because people may not understand. Even the Kwara state we are talking about, yes, the first time of this government is nothing. But thank God, the second time we are seeing some changes, and this changes is not called as a gift. It's because of this subsidy removal that has now geared up the allocation of the states. But unfortunately, why the cost of goods of commodity of food is higher in Kwara? People need to investigate that. It is because our purchasing power is low. Because what are we calling? Look at the salary structure of the state. Because in Kwara state level, 13 officers collecting between 75 and 80,000. Unfortunately, in your state, my friend working on your state is collecting 138. About 50,000 naira difference. These are the things that people need to understand. So this is where I'm going. If the police now say that they cannot guarantee our security, or let me say the protester security, from a place that is few meters from your office, and we don't even have DSS office around that place,
of course,
to the government house, that wouldn't have taken more than 30 minutes to do everything, and you don't have them to go to the back, the outskirts of the state.
It is still Informants 247, and I'm still Ismaila Kiyesola, and this is The Discourse. And this is the program where we give you the depth of analysis about happenings around us, the situation of the countries, and every other thing going on in the society. Today, we'll be looking at something that is critical to our nation. And there is a saying someone once said to me, social change is imminent, and there is no society without crisis. Out of crisis, we get resolution, and we find a way forward to actually do things better. There is a social revolution going on in the society right now across the country, leading to a series of things, and we pray it doesn't end in anarchy. The economic hardship is there. The situation of livelihood in everybody's home is being put to question. And these, among other things, are the reason people are on the streets, carrying placards and demanding more from the government of the day. You are once again welcome to The Discourse. And discussing this issue of this national protest with me is no any other person than Comrade Bolakale. He is a renowned human rights activist in the state, and is here on the set with us today to discuss the protest at large, and most especially we try as much as possible to domesticate it to Kwara State. You are welcome to The Discourse.
Thanks so much, and good day, viewers.
Right. Thank you. So let's hit the ground running. From Abuja to Kano to Port Harcourt to Kaduna, we are seeing people on the streets carrying placards, chanting series of words. Here in Kwara State, it was more or less as if we are not experiencing anything that has to do with the protest. Why is that happening in Kwara State? Are we that comfortable?
Yeah, okay, thanks so much. The first thing we need to understand that protest is a fundamental civic right of the people. So it's a fundamental right that the Constitution gives the right to the people, but it's a two-way something. What I mean by saying two-way something is that the protester or the intended protester have their
Right.
rights, while the government also has the constitutional rights to ensure the security and safety of the people and the properties. And on that note, it is required for any group organization that want to stage protest to notify the security agency, that is the government. No, security is an instrument of the state representing the government at that point. So notifying the security, the others of notify the security is not to take permission or to seek approval.
Okay.
It's only to let them know that the peaceful protest want to be staged and they need them to come and protect the protesters, and then to ensure that the protest is not hijacked by the hoodlums, no, so that it not lead to attacking the properties and the lives of the larger society. So, and if you look at this present August 1 to 10 protest,
Okay.
it is tagged bad governance,
All right.
or the protest of hungers. And if you come to Kwara State, are we saying that people are not feeling hungry in Kwara State? Definitely there's hunger in Kwara State. Even aside from that, we've seen several statistics by MBS where Kwara is rated between 1 and 3 states with the higher cost of what we call foodstuffs.
Okay.
Either Kogi first, Kwara will be second. So just to tell you the extent of the hunger in Kwara State. So if the protest is not staged the way it was staged, it is being staged in other states. Okay. It does not mean that people feel comfortable. There's something we have to critically look. What are the reasons? And it's what I will try to explain, and I hope the time will permit us to be able to dwell into it.
All right. Before you go into the explanation, prior to August 1st, there was a court injunction that limits the protester in Kwara State to Metropolitan Square alone. Is that not infringing on the right of common man in the state?
Yes, it is not only in Kwara State. The court injunction was also sought in other different Lagos states where they restricted the protester to Ojota. It was sought in Abuja. They decided them to Moshood Abiola, in inferior parts of the country. When we are talking about the conspiracy of the ruling elite, the conspiracy can only be achieved by taking over the power of the judiciary and the security agency in the state. Okay. And that is why we always refer to the security agency as the instrument of operations. Ordinarily, it's supposed to be the instrument of the states, okay, to regulate and to ensure security of the people. But they have turned themselves to the instrument of operation that is used by the ruling elites, to deprive the common man on the streets their legitimate rights. And secondly, the judiciary. I'm sorry to say, sometimes you see some funny injunction coming from the judiciary, but what is law? It is law. Okay. So immediately they procure the the injunction. So definitely as a respecter of law, because what defines you as a citizen is one of these, to be a respecter of the law, the society. And exactly if you look at Lagos, because I thank God I happen to be one of the famous Comrade in the Lagos. I'm a member of JAP. I'm a member of CDHR. Okay. Do you get that? What happened in Lagos is that Ikeja under bridge is our home. It's every Comrade house. Okay. And if you look at what happened on the first day of that protest, most of the Comrade converged. They did not even converge at Ikeja. This past night at Ikeja underground, and that was why one of the Comrade Declan was saying that the reason why they are all in Ikeja is that they don't have house to sleep in Lagos. Okay. So Underbridge is their bedroom. So they are just waking up from Underbridge, and now they, as a respecter of laws, they will now walk down to Ojota, the new house the government allocated for them. And that is why they staged the movement from from Ikeja Underbridge to Ojota. But in the case of Kwara State, okay, the court injunction was procured on the 31st of July. I don't get that. And on that particular day, because we have several groups that wanted to stage the protest in Kwara State as well. But two groups were able to register their intention with the police. And the police, that is the concerned Kwara group, which I happen to be the convener. Okay. And we also have TIB, Take It Back. That is the Sowore group. Okay. And the Comrade Buhari Olariwaju, known as Crown, is representing the TIB in Kwara State. The police, otherwise, Comrade Dari represents concerned Kwara, because I'm a civil servant and exactly I belong to ATSAN. And the ATSAN has withdrawn from the protest. That does not give me power to be part of the protest. Okay. But the concerned group, I may be the convener, but it's a democratic organization. I don't have the power to stop people from using the platform to do the right thing.
You made mention of Take It Back platform. Yes. And do you think the name Sowore being attached to that Take It Back is one of the reasons some well-meaning Kwarans distance themselves from that very particular protest? So it won't be as if they are fighting another person's war, or probably coming out, staging a protest, and somebody elsewhere is actually taking glory for what they are doing. Could that be the reason the turnout in Kwara was that for?
I don't think that would be the reason. And if anybody has such reason, that person does not understand, does not have the consciousness, or don't understand the conscience of this protest. Because as I mentioned, I said someone is representing TIB. TIB is a national organization, it's even an international organization. And definitely, we have someone that represents that has been taking part of the TIB program in the state, which is Comrade Buhari Olariwaju. So if anybody is having that confusion that because these things are attached to Sowore, it's not that's why he's withdrawing from the protest. I don't think that person understands why people are going on the streets.
Comrade, this is not the first time in the return of democracy that we are having a protest in the country, either generally or isolated cases. Mm-hmm. We have the subsidy at a particular point in time, 2012, that everybody, all and sundry, came together. We had that of the NSAS. Then in between, we have pockets of protest across the country. I could remember while the former governor of Kaduna State was still in power, there was a protest in Kaduna State. Several protests in Kaduna State. But the end point of most people not wanting to partake in the protest whatsoever is the fact that there is no how you manage it. The protests always end up in violence. And we can see that taking shape in Kano, Kaduna already. So a lot of in quotes, in Kwara State are saying, look at what is happening in those states. Is it not better to Jojo than to war?
Thank you, my brother. You know why I'm laughing is this. The issue of protest degenerating to violence or riot. It is not about the protest. It's about our value system. Okay. That thing speaks to our value system. When we have the NSAS protest, you get that? If you look at the people, the caliber of people that went to the mall to loot the mall, we say they are all criminals. You do notice that we have Muslim sister with hijab. I'm not talking of niqab, with hijab. Okay. A young lady with hijab. All of them were there. So it is not about the protest. It's about our value system. Because what people are saying, people did not realize that what they are doing was wrong. And why? The reason being that the government that was constituted, with the power and the right to ensure the security and safety of the people and the welfare of the people, they are failing in their responsibility. Because we are talking of fundamental human rights. There's a particular right, a set of rights that precede that fundamental human right.
Okay, that will want to make me ask a question.
Yes.
Now, if the government is failing, and we as the citizen believe that protest is one of the ways the government could actually listen to us, we can drive home our points. Is it not important for CSOs and other comrades in various states of the country to actually come together to educate people about what a protest is, how do we go about protesting, and how do we identify those that are coming to actually disrupt the protest, so that everybody that is coming out to protest, we have a particular knowledge at the back of our mind. And like you rightly said, you understand the value of the protest, because it's not just coming out to protest, it is what we are getting at the end of the day. Don't you think it's important, probably after this protest, maybe there should be a seminar to educate people about the right way of protesting?
My brother, I will still maintain my point. Protest is not the reason why you have a riot. Protest degenerate to riot because of the action of the ruling elite. Prior to democracy, we have several protests under military junta.
Of course.
From 1988, SAP protest, even the June 12 protest. People walked freely, peacefully on the road. On the police and the army started shooting tear gas, rubber bullets at people. It is a reaction to the action of the ruling elite. In Lagos, people walk freely, peacefully from the under bridge to Ojota. And what happened in the north? If you listen to what this guy said, Honorable Bosun Tijani. Bosun said the people that protested are not the same people that looted the industrial, what they call it, that industrial park, the ICT
NCC Center.
So they are not the same set of people, and it is true. Because the reason is this, politics has causing us a lot of problems that will take us years before we'll be able to get it right. Look at the June 2012 protest. Majority of people that are in the government today that are saying that protest is not good. They are the major actors
back then
of 2012 protest. Thank God I was not at the back. Did you get that? I was not at the back. I knew everything that happened. Majority of people that came and they were sponsored. So the politician will sponsor people to hijack the protest, and get to riot, to score some political points. So if anybody is saying that the protesters are the same people vandalize something, I tell them no, because the protesters understand, and because for protesters to go to the police and notify them, they also need security. What happened in Kwara? I called one independent representative was coming from the daddy. I said, Comrade, I don't think we'll be able to continue this thing. I think call it off. The reason being this, the people went to the police that they want to stage protest from Sulugam Bari roundabout, which is just about 20 meters from police headquarters. And they wanted to walk from that place to government house to present their demands. And the police is saying that they cannot guarantee their security.
Could it be they
cannot guarantee their security in their vicinity.
No, it's possible that have a security
sorry. I will tell you, I also have the security reports. I may not be a police officer, but I have the security report. We are street officer. They call us civilian mopo. So this is where I'm going. If the police now say that they cannot guarantee our security, or let me say the protester security, from a place that is few meter from your office, and we don't even have DSS office around that place,
of course,
to the government house, that wouldn't have taken more than 30 minutes to do everything, and you don't have them to go to the back, the outskirts of the state, to go and stand it. And when we have the security that some over-serious political actors in the state, they are mobilized their political thugs under the acronym of good boys to hijack the protest, and to establish that on that particular day.
Okay.
On that particular day, I told you I won't be part of the protest.
Of course.
But on that particular day, even if I'm not going to be on the protest, I must protect my name, because some people, because of concerned Kwara group, even after we have issued the statement, they might still go out. And I don't want anybody to not say, Comrade Bolakale group or this. We have withdrawn from the protest. On that day, by 6:30, we've set out to have the physical view of the everything. But unfortunately, the protesters said, because they take it back, they did not withdraw. And they said they will be confined there at Metropolitan Square by 7 a.m. Will you believe that the police were not there until 7:50? Let us think the protesters have gone there in their few numbers, and these political thugs descend on them. What will have happened? Ordinarily, the police are supposed to have been there by 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.
No, probably the time of the convergence were not communicated to the police.
Police hosted the representative of TIB, and I believe that in every protest we are going to do, the police will continue to ask you that. They will ask about the locations.
Okay.
They will ask about the time. And they will still try to know whether that protest is being sponsored. And I can say categorically that this particular protest from TIB, because I know Comrade very well, and we will relate very well. Up to today, we are still relating. So, and this concerned Kwara group, we did not collect their kobo, but we want to stage the protest in the interest of the people. Because the mass, there's hunger in the land.
But some people will argue against that even the people you are protesting for, they did not come out to support.
No. I've been reading some funny statements from the political, from the politicians and the and the government circle. You know, the funny thing I'm reading is that if people stage protest, people will join. If 20 people converge, and the police will not do anything to them, because police is also under a regulatory body that measure their activities. If people converge on that day, some people will join. The reason why the protest was not happen was that because those people want to stage the protest, they are respecters of the law. In Lagos, in other parts, people disrespect the injunction, and what the police do. Police are also feeling hungry. We know police that we call up, hey, Comrade, please, can I see 20 naira? I need 20 naira from you. Many security people call. If the government think that the instruments of the state is in their hand, and they think they are loyal to them, they are deceiving themselves. Imagine, you remove subsidy. Since last year, a responsible government by January 1st of this year supposed to be one of the things that solution minimum wage has been implemented.
State government have been given palliative and increased the budget.
What you don't understand is this. It is that subsidy that goes round. The palliative is not going round. It is not everybody that eat rice. I don't eat rice. If I want to eat rice, I must mix it to something. Because of my financial patience. And there are some also if you have it, you cannot eat rice. Some people are not eating rice, some people cannot eat certain food. Then you cannot just push up to one side because this is the food you must eat. Why are they wasting money on buying this thing and they refuse to regulate the price of goods and services? And no, let me say this point, because people may not understand. Even the Kwara state we are talking about. Yes, the first time of the government of this government is nothing. But thank God, the second time we are seeing some changes. And this changes is not called as a gift. It's because of this subsidy removal that has now geared up the allocation of the states. But unfortunately, why the cost of goods, of commodity, of food is higher in Kwara? People need to investigate that. It is because our purchasing power is low. Many people will produce their farm produce, they are selling to the neighboring states. Do you know the number of tons of yam and everything that goes to your commodity board from Songa and some other parts? Because what are we calling? Look at the salary structure of the state, and I'm using the opportunity to call on the labor leaders in Kwara State, the TUC and the LLC, that they should negotiate this consequential adjustment in the interest and the fairness to the workers the workers they are representing. Because in Kwara State, level 13 officers collecting between 75 and 80,000. Unfortunately, in your state, my friend working on your state is collecting 138. About 50,000 naira difference. These are the things that people need to understand. And what we want to go out for protest.
Comrade, we are going to have to schedule you for another day to talk about the economic impact of the current government in the state.
And people are asking that what has this thing achieved? This protest, before it even started, look at the speedy passage they gave to the minimum wage one day. Immediately, Tinubu signed it. The student loan, initially they said that the student loan will be credited to the account of the student while their exam approaches. Immediately they started reducing it. Look at Niger State governor. He said, I will reduce the price of the commodity by 50%. You know, they started doing what is supposed to have been done. We imagine that is the conspiracy we always preach against. We love the government, we support the government, we want them to achieve. The essence of setting creative tension is for the government to do the right thing, because while you are there is to represent the interest of the people. That's why they think that democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people.
All right, Comrade, I have something to ask on a final note.
Yes.
Yes, I grew up to see protest as a means of demanding from the government. Organized labor, NLC, NMA, the moment anybody wants something from the government, is protest or strike. The question I want to ask is this: as a comrade, is there any other tool aside protest that the society can use to demand for their rights from the government?
Negotiation. Do you know the number of the number of negotiation that it take? Okay, imagine the issue of a minimum wage. The NLC, the TUC, they've been engaging the government several times. But they do not see that as a priority. Before, you know, this is a last resort of the civil society and the organized labor. And another problem why this protest, because you know the labor union and civil society, they have a point where they meet.
Okay.
At the level of LASCO, labor and civil society. But unfortunately, the civil society now have their resentment against the labor. You know why? The labor now streamline their agitation to minimum wage alone. And the civil society are demanding for other things. Reversal of first subsidy, the floating of naira, and some other anti-people policy, you know, that lead to the increase in the price of goods and services and the drugs. A lot of people that are on drugs, like as I am now, at least maybe 3 months, I'm supposed to be taking augmentin. But augmentin now, if I buy augmentin for my salary, I won't be able to give my parents anything again.
All right, Comrade, thank you very much. That's where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's program. The take home of the workers cannot take them home any longer. I pray things will not fall apart and the government will actually heed to the cry of the people and do the needful within a very short period of time. Till we meet again on this program, The Discourse, I remain my humble self, Ismaila Kiyesola, and this is The Discourse, and the channel is Informant 247. Like I've always been telling you, stay safe and drink.
Akika Informant. Everybody first celebrate, yeah. Àwọn kan tó ṣe máa implicate, yeah. No man competition against, yeah. Informant.
It's been my number.